You guys, we're all here right now with Courtney Love. She's taken the time to answer some of our questions that we have been dying to know. So this is Courtney's amazing web TV show where she's going to answer some really important questions. All right, moving on. Peter,
Yes,
let's get started with you. You have great hair. What do you want to know?
I'm really excited that we're able to talk about pop culture today because ever since I can remember, I've really been drawn to celebrity and fame and Hollywood and stuff like that. And I noticed that me and my friends are always super, super obsessed with the tragedy of celebrities. Before even the internet, I just remember the tabloids and, the True Hollywood stories about what happens when you become so famous and then everything goes wrong.
And the beginning of the E! True Hollywood story, no matter who you are, if you could be Drew Barrymore or Jennifer Aniston, they'll still say ambition, tragedy, scandal,
Totally.
addiction.
And I for a long time, for me personally, I honestly thought that in order to be really great, you had to be really tragic. And, if you can't be the celebrity, then you can still do the drugs and you can still do the drinking, you still go to the parties, and it's almost like you can emulate that lifestyle even though you're not a celebrity. So I've always wanted to talk to somebody like you about what kind of value you put into the reputation of, being the bad girl and being the one that everyone's talking about because she is so crazy, and how that weighs with your talent and how it's comparable and how they work together and stuff like that.
In order to be a proper movie star, you can't do that stuff. I'm not going to name names, but certainly there are proper movie stars that you think are squeaky, squeaky, squeaky clean who are utterly not. And a kid like you's never going to know about it unless it comes out,
Right.
which it won't, because there's an infrastructure that's securing that person that's like miles deep to penetrate. I think you're more talking about sort of like, anything from Marlon Brando getting super fat and kind of nutty at the end of his career to Lindsay Lohan to...
Well, to Lindsay, especially now, like for my generation, it's all about the girls. It's the Britneys and the Lindsay and the Paris and you, and
Right.
it's people who get those headlines. And why do you think we love it so much?
Well, I'm the first, I'm not in their generation, so I'm not the first train wreck. I'm just the first of my generation that was a female who crossed over into Hollywood, and then I train wrecked
Right.
up. And that was like a long time ago. That was 10 years ago. I've had lawsuits, so I've had legal issues, but those are just really greedy people, and I finally have really good lawyers. So even if I get lawsuits and I get on TMZ, it's like with me, I got prescribed a prescription drug called Adderall that I had to stop like 2.5 years ago. That made me a little nutty.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
Do you think that when you are just insanely talented, it comes hand in hand with self-destruction?
Not necessarily. I think it depends how you're genetically wired. Like 15% of the American population are addicts.
Wow.
That's 15%, and 85% aren't addicts. That's the statistical reality. So I think a lot of addicts tend to be creatives. It depends how much ambition you have, because nobody gets famous unless they're ambitious. It just doesn't happen. I don't care how many people said, oh, I didn't set out to become Cameron Diaz. Yes, Cameron, you did. Or when it started happening to you, you sure as hell ran with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not picking on Cameron. I love her, but I'm saying, she doesn't have any tragedies. She surfs. Really rich celebrities with a lot of money, there's an agenda behind it. A lot of it is to do with like this thing with Bieber that's going on, and there's a community of really bad lawyers here. The only mystery of the whole thing is I understand the Jackson estate, I understand the Britney Spears conservatorship, I understand why they pick on me, because we had or have a lot of wealth. But I don't understand why they pick on Lohan. That I don't really get.
Yeah, because she doesn't really have money. That's what I thought too. And how does she live in hotels? That's what I don't. Yeah.
The reason why they did that is because Lindsay is a celebrity who made herself excessively available. And when you're that available, people start preying on you. And if you don't have people, yes, it's just like, so I think in that essence, celebrities are like normal people. If you don't have anyone protecting you, if you're not protecting yourself.
Yeah, I haven't seen her Oprah show. Is it any good? You guys see it?
It's good. No, I really like it. She started crying in the last episode. And the thing about it is I think you need to see the human side of her, because right now you just see her walking from a nightclub to a limo, but you want to see her, or not even a limo, a taxi cab, I don't know. But you want to see that part of her when she's
Nothing wrong with a cab.
I love it. Well, you guys, what about Danielle? What do you want to know? I mean, Courtney's here willing to, offering all of her life experience. And what do you think about her popular culture and celebrity.
I see that like pop culture is glamorized as to being something so fancy and everyone loves it. And I just want to know, what do you hate about pop culture? Like, what's something that really like aggravates you about it?
I mean, I don't read the New Yorker every week, but every other week. Really important stories aren't getting a lot of coverage, and the Huffington Post looks like the Daily Mail to me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was
same here.
you know, it was supposed to be something that was like subverting the Democratic Party from within. The first day's splash page was like, Gwyneth wonders why people hate her. It's like, and now it's just like, you know, man rapes, you know, goat or whatever on the Huffington Post.
Become the National Enquirer.
It's like it was supposed to have some sort of panache and prestige and political prowess, and you know, it's not the Times, it's not even the Daily Beast has more credibility with me than that. And so I think, you know, this obsession with the Biebers and the Lohans and you know, no one gives a damn about my business anymore, and I really like it that way. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? Like, please leave me alone. If I want to get photographed, I will go sit in the Ivy and I will go walk down Robertson, and I know what's going to happen. They're going to photograph me. That's what's going to happen. But if I stay away from those places, then they're going to leave me alone. Essentially, I just moved from the Chateau Marmont. You know, every night I would like hide under a blanket when I went in, because there's always paparazzi outside, because I don't want it. I don't want it. So you can kind of choose to not participate in that side of it. You know, it's like that gossip side of it. I don't want it. I don't like it. It's not fun. It's humiliating. It's embarrassing. Hurts your love life. Hurts your ability to, you know, rent an apartment or a house. Hurts your credit. It's not good. You know, I mean, there's real life consequences, and also real news about real people who are doing things of like a really important nature, like inventing the cure for, you know, a cocktail that prevents you from getting HIV, or, you know, winning Nobel laureate prizes or whatever, aren't getting attention. It's really important for, I think, wealthy and or powerful celebrities to give back to the community in a big way. So my thing is more LGBT, gay, lesbian stuff, and I also have a foundation in England that I like called Sophie Foundation. It's about this little goth girl named Sophie Lancaster who got killed for like, being a goth. Like
I think I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's this guy Julian who has this cosmetics company called Illamasqua. It's totally goth cosmetics. I love them.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know what I'm talking about, the Illamasqua stuff?
Yeah, I do. I love their stuff.
I know. I went and found him. He's like a 62-year-old CEO with eyeliner and a bat tattoo.
Wow.
Courtney, I'm so jealous.
He's really cool.
How'd you find him?
I stalked him.
Wow, it's like
Right on.
I figured that I loved his cosmetics so much, so I get them for free. But I figured the more CEOs I know, the more I can get financial questions answered. Like, why is this on my credit? You know. This is my channel on YouTube, and if you like it, subscribe.